Hello, I'm Rashida Ricketts, and I'm standing in front of the New Jersey State House to talk about Senator Buono's campaign for governor in 2013. The campaign allowed Senator Buono to share her passion for politics, shed some light on the many issues facing the state, as well as maybe even inspiring some young women to get involved in politics. I spoke with TC&J students who participated in her campaign. I was present for the senator's concession speech, and I interviewed her before the election at a campaign stop in Pennsville, New Jersey. So we're going to just start with just a quick question. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I was born in Newark, in North Jersey. My dad was an immigrant from Italy. He came here, spoke no English, his parents had no formal education, but they came here because they knew in the United States their son would have opportunity. And so he and my mother married. I grew up in a very modest apartment in Nutley, which is a suburb of Newark. And my parents slept in a fold-out couch in the living room so my sisters and I could have a bedroom. So we didn't have a lot, but we had everything we needed. And my parents taught me the importance of education, primarily. Education, sacrifice, discipline, self-discipline, and how that combination would open the doors of opportunity. And so that really is what framed me as an individual. And so when my dad died, I was only 19, and my mom really was not able to cope very well, and so I was on my own since then, and I slept on friends' couches for a while until my sister and her husband took me in to live with them. But I was able to go to Montclair State because it was affordable, the tuition back then.
Just a fair shake, just like I had when I had in-state tuition at Montclair State and Rutgers Law School.
I couldn't get a job because there was another recession, and I was actually on food stamps for a while. So I've been through a lot of obstacles, but I think it's given me the political courage to always do the right thing, and that's why I'm in politics. I'm not in politics to serve the narrow political business interests of the select few, and so that's really what drives me into politics.
You know, she's not like other politicians. Getting to know her, I realized that she was really in this because she cared about the issues. It wasn't necessarily to win or have the seat. It was because of the fact that she cared that, you know, New Jersey was struggling.
It was never about a party. It was never about the pundits or the polls. It was always about the people, wasn't it?
I served in the Metuchen Borough Council for 2 years. Then there was an opening on the State Assembly, the lower house, and so I decided to go for that. And I won, and I was there for 7 years, and I served on the Budget Committee for all of those years. I love the budget because that's really where it's at. That's where the decisions are made, the priorities set. And in 2001, there was an opportunity, and I decided, you know, I've always been underestimated as a woman. When I ran in '94, they said I could never win because Christy Todd Whitman was at the height of her popularity, Republican governor, and there was a veto-proof Republican majority in both houses of the legislature, but I won. And then they said I couldn't win for the Senate, and I've been there and won that. And then the same thing, before I became majority leader, I became the first woman budget chair. I think that was my crowning achievement.
It's really changed, I guess, my outlook on things, and that there are a lot of options for me in the future to do. I definitely know that I don't have to go down one specific path.
We knew they weren't going to let us into the all-boys club, so we just decided we had a kick in the door.
And then I decided I would run for majority leader because it was just another step up and you have more influence on setting priorities. And then when I got to that point, I realized, you know what? Really, it's just the governor.
To be the first woman to represent the Democratic Party as New Jersey's candidate for governor has been an incredible honor, but I was only one half of that team. One half of the third ever all-female ticket in American history. Because New Jersey would be better served with talented, brilliant young women like this, taking them into the fold, right? Young women?
You know, just listening to her speech, you know, she walked in, you know, she gave me a hug and smiled at me, and I knew everything was going to be okay. And, you know, I just listening to her, you know, speaking about, you know, women, and, you know, she looked at both Sam and I during the speech, and she said something along the lines of, you know, how these young women, you know, are going to be something in the future. And that just gave me a lot of hope because, you know, obviously women go through a lot of struggles, and she is an inspiration, and she's something that I would love to become, and to follow in her footsteps would be such an amazing journey. And it gave me a lot of hope that, you know, I have somebody right there who believes in me. And so I guess moving forward from that, I feel very determined, and I feel like I can become just as successful as her, and I can really do anything as a woman.
I would tell them not to be interested, not to have a career in politics be what's driving you. What should be driving you is to think of something outside of yourself, something bigger than yourself, and whether it's politics or it's law or it's, you know, working in a nonprofit, have that be what drives you.
The women from my Young Women's Leadership Internship Program, the aspiring engineer I met at a diner, the Girl Scouts who volunteered here at the campaign headquarters, and so many other young women. Your tenacity and your resilience through your simple refusal to take no for an answer, you inspire me. As you grow and you mature, you will be confronted by many who will question your intelligence, your athleticism, or your qualifications, who question your ability to compete and potentially surpass others. But I want you to remember this: in the face of great odds, sometimes insurmountable, stand up to the name calling and the objections founded not upon who you are, but what you are. Look them dead in the eye and declare firmly and confidently, once and for all, enough is enough.
Just seeing the way that Senator Buono was able to act, and her speeches, just everything that she kind of stood for and everything that she did, I have a lot of respect for her, and she inspired me to go for my dreams if I want to run for something or anything like that. Like, I really see that that's definitely a possibility. Like, you don't need to be the typical politician that everybody thinks of. You know, you don't need to be deceptive or anything like that. You can really be true to what you believe in, and you can still run for something.
Don't want to care so much about winning that you would compromise your principles. And I think that if people are so singularly focused on just serving in public office, I think that compromises your ability to make the right decision, the decision that's best for the people in New Jersey, not the decision that necessarily will be the most politically expedient one to get you reelected.
We rose above the political system that too often requires surrendering one's values, a system where backroom deals fueled by greed and self-interest are just the order of business.
See, for me, I think that it's always important to have something besides politics in your life, because you could lose.
Now, tonight may not have ended the way we wanted it to, but let us never look back with regret. Let us not for a single moment allow one night to define what we did here or to deter us from the momentum that we have built. There is still so much work to do.
You know, in terms of her speech and everything, when she started talking about just the intricacies of the campaign, and especially what she was talking about women, like, I don't know, that just said it all to me, because I want to pursue a career in something involving politics, and seeing her up there and seeing her talk about the issues that I know and care about, it was definitely inspiring.
Now, I really do hope this journey will inspire more women to take that leap of faith and make it easier for them to challenge the status quo. Tonight, a campaign ends, but tomorrow morning, our ideals, our purpose, our mission we began 10 months ago will still stand. And so, for the sake of equality, of fairness, of justice, of opportunity for all of our residents, we will continue the struggle. Thank you so much.
Senator Buono did not seek re-election to the Senate in order to focus on running for governor, and so in 2014 her term will expire. I do not know what the future holds for the senator, but I do know she has become a role model to young women interested in a career in politics. For 487 Productions, I'm Rashida Ricketts.